Oh, what's going on, Klaus?
Hi, how are you?
Good, man. Good. How's things with you?
Yeah, I'm good. I had the virus, but I think
Yeah.
I'm much better now. So
Yeah, so you had corona.
yes, for sure, for
Okay, and
sure.
you went and got tested and everything and it came back.
I did not get tested
Okay.
because they don't actually test people here really unless you are like in critical condition.
Mhm.
But I know for a fact that I had it. Like
Mhm.
I had all the symptoms, and you know. Um, it just felt like this new virus that I had never had before. So
Mhm. And
I'm very certain it
what did
was
it
corona.
what were some of the feelings that you got from it? Like what were some of the symptoms that you felt?
The first thing I felt was actually pain in the neck here,
Hmm. Hmm.
so stiffness.
Hmm.
So you get some muscle contractions and things like that a bit,
Hmm.
and then just tiredness. Like
Hmm.
you get really tired, and it sort of sucks the energy
Hmm.
out of you.
Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. And
And
s-
you
yeah.
have to understand, because I'm a shamanic practitioner and
Right.
so on, like I'm very sensitive to
Oh yeah.
everything, basically. So everything I eat and so on,
Hmm.
super sensitive, and the moon and everything.
Hmm. Man. Yeah, dude.
Uh,
Yeah.
um, so I really get a sort of very intimate
Hmm.
experience of this virus.
Hmm.
Right, I can really feel it in my body. I even get like visual feedback
Hmm.
of the virus.
That is interesting, man.
Yes, and my sincere opinion is that this virus is man-made
Hmm. Okay.
because it feels like LSD or MDMA or
Hmm.
something. You know,
Like
it
a
does.
synthesized.
Yes,
Hmm.
it does not feel like mushrooms or
Hmm.
anything
Hmm.
natural like that.
Hmm. Hmm. And so,
Uh,
what have you
it has
heard?
like a electric
Hmm.
glow,
Hmm.
sort of. It's sort of electric, synthetic, that sort of feel.
Hmm.
And you can really feel this when you have it.
Hmm. And what have you heard about like that it came from China in those food markets from some of those animals? And do you think it was somehow like the way that those animals were being treated by humans and just like recycling them and cramming? Do you think we impacted it that way?
it that theory makes sense as
Mm,
well.
mm.
And then you can sort of see this as karma for that.
Right, right. Okay, cool. So you're kind of looking at it from this like very like metaphysical like point of view as to like how did this thing get like visited upon us by the fucking universe? That's interesting.
Yes, and I'm really at the point now where I understand that everything that happens here on Earth is just a sort of echo of what happens in higher places, such as the planets, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah, bro, that's true. That's true. And it's and those higher planes of reality, they speak to us through all different avenues. And part of that is like through biological like germs and fucking viruses and all these subtle things. They're impacting us in those ways too, giving us some kind of lesson or some kind of teaching.
Yes, clearly, and it sort of is a regulating mechanism in nature, I suppose, that if
Hmm. Hmm.
we sort of get out of hand, which we humans are
Right.
getting on this planet, and it will regulate things.
Right. Right. And so it seems perhaps to you that this is some type of reaction from the universe is a way to sort of impact our species, and it sort of delivered that message via the animals and the bacteria and shit like that.
Yes, unless we want to go with the conspiracy theory that Bill Gates is the Antichrist and he made this happen or something, which is quite possible.
That is possible. That is possible because he's
But
really into vaccines, right?
yeah,
Mm.
and into epidemics. He
Mm.
held a TED talk about epidemics
Oh, Ted.
just a few years ago.
Oh
And
yeah.
he's all about the medical industry and
Oh yeah.
epidemics.
No, he's
Yeah,
deep
he's
in
all
there.
about that.
And that's really an interesting side point. Like that's an interesting side point you just brought up there. The and that's it, man. Like the medical industry and like the science industry and fucking even TED Talks, even the TED Talk industry,
Yeah.
all those things, it's very subtle, right? It's very subtle the way that they're driving a certain narrative that makes sense to them. And I'm
Mhm.
not saying that vaccines are terrible and that vaccines are some conspiracy by the fucking Illuminati. I'm not saying that. I'm just
Um,
saying there is some truth that they are pushing a certain narrative that
yeah.
benefits and supports the industries that they're involved with.
Yes. I would absolutely not get the corona vaccine. Absolutely not.
Hmm.
Never, 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 never.
Interesting. Interesting.
And Bill Gates again, he's involved in some projects about putting microchips in people and stuff like that. No, that's crazy stuff. That's all fucking.
I haven't
That's
heard
a
that, but I
no,
believe
no,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
And
no,
also it's like look at like it's like no disrespect to Bill Gates. Like I appreciate what he's done. Like he's created some computers and that's amazing. But again, it's like what happens to these guys is that they keep going down this narrative of like computers are going to solve everything. Let's get
mm,
computers injected in our brains. Like science can solve
yes,
everything. Let's just do more science experiments. Let's have more vaccines. And it's not that those things are bad. It's not that science experiments are bad or that vaccines are bad or microchips are bad. It's just that these guys get so narrow that that's the only solution that they could possibly see. And it's like, bro, Bill Gates, what if you went and drank some ayahuasca for a couple sessions? What if
yeah,
you started drinking kale and fucking spinach shakes? What if you started meditating 4 hours a day? See how he doesn't even want to conceive that that's even an option. It's only
yeah,
vaccines. It's only science experiments. That's my point.
yeah. I mean, again, the more correct perspective which I have learned is that the world is spirit essentially. It's
Mm,
not
mm,
matter.
that's
So
right.
trying to solve problems with matter is just wrong.
That's a good point.
Um, and especially, it sort of is like the whole situation is created by materialism
Mm,
or capitalism, and
mm,
then you want to solve those problems with more materialism and more capitalism. That's insane.
mm.
It
Quick
will
quote
just
here.
create more problems.
Let me just throw a quick quote in here from Albert Einstein. A problem cannot be solved at the same level that it has been created.
Yeah,
Something like that. So
exactly.
you have to raise the vibration. You have to raise
Yes,
the
yes.
frequency past that level in order to solve it. It's like a war really can't be solved by more dangerous weapons. It has to be solved by a higher vibration, learning to be more loving. So, anyway, carry on.
Yes, exactly. That's a good point. And um, yeah, no, it's just very clear to me that
Right,
matter,
it's a spiritual thing.
yeah, matter is just illusion. Basically, it's a
Mm,
complete illusion, and it's a
mm,
prison
mm, mm,
that keeps us here. And I think when Christians talk about, Satan, or the Gnostics talk about the demiurge, it's really matter.
mm,
It's the material. This is the real devil,
mm,
and it's attachment.
mm,
Because matter is sort of the symbol of attachment. You don't
mm,
want to move. You don't want to think about new things. You just want to be like a rock and
mm,
sit there,
mm,
and
mm,
I really think it is a prison,
mm,
and I think we have to move away from everything material. That's the only way.
mm.
It seems in the larger cosmic process, this is what happens,
Mm. And
and there are many theories that support this. I have found support for this in many different schools of thoughts, like alchemy,
mm,
Kabbalah, Tarot,
mm,
astrology,
mm.
Christianity, shamanism, everything.
Yeah, yeah, and
And
it's
the big thing that is happening now is that we have been in an Earth age,
mm,
and you can see this in astrology.
mm. Just 1 second there. Let me jump in for 1 second. So the right, so just to do with the corona and all this, I hear your point for sure, which is these viruses and these positions that we're getting into as a species, a lot of that is a byproduct of the severely out of balance way in which we are living our societies, right? We're and this coronavirus that came from these crammed in little animal wet markets, whatever they call them in China, it's a byproduct of that type of living and that type of thinking that our current society enables that. We think it's okay to cram a bunch of animals together and fucking package them up and sell them and cram people together and destroy our immune systems by stress and technology. And that's the type of environment that's going to enable a virus like fucking corona. And that's the type of society that the only answer we have to that is like shitloads of vaccines or shitloads of fucking isolation and quarantine. And so I guess that's just a point to try to kind of lay that out there as, hey, we're such a society that breeds a coronavirus. Okay? So
Yes, exactly.
okay, so cool. All right, so that's that. And now you want to talk a little bit about uh, astrology and how and the sort of age that we're coming into and some of these things.
Yes,
Okay.
I think first to explain maybe the coronavirus from a astrological standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
It is mainly Saturn,
Hmm.
the planet Saturn, because in January, I think it was January the 12th or the 10th, I don't remember, but it was a conjunction between Pluto and Saturn.
Hmm.
And basically, Pluto is the underworld.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of is the death planet
Hmm.
in many ways. And when Pluto comes in, it always leads to extreme changes.
Hmm.
And many people don't think that because Pluto is the smallest planet,
Hmm. Hmm.
but in a way, it's actually the biggest.
Hmm.
initiator of events.
Interesting.
Yes,
It's like losing a
so
toe can affect your whole balance of your body.
yes, so you should never underestimate Pluto.
That's right.
It's very, very strong.
Should we do you want to just like really briefly explain like astrology a little bit, because it's kind of a topic that I think that a lot of people actually don't even really know what it is, or even understand what even astrology is,
Yes, yes.
So
I should probably do that
yeah,
first,
just briefly, just like kind of
because
broadly.
I assume a lot of people are new to it and
Oh
might be
yeah,
very skeptical to it.
and it's not.
Because I used to be super
Me,
skeptical to
me
it as
too. And
well.
it's not just this thing that's in the back of a fucking newspaper once a week, where it's this little like a quick
No,
astrology tip where it's like,
I
ooh,
know.
keep your eye open for good luck this week. There's more to it
Mhm.
than that.
No, no. So that there are many different levels of everything, and I think most people only know astrology by horoscopes
Right.
and the sun signs. Like, what is your main zodiac signs?
Mm,
But that's a very limited
mm,
knowledge of astrology,
mm,
and I'm still not against it, because I think they sort of give advertisement to
mm,
real astrology. Like when you look at horoscope, then
mm,
it maybe opens up to the bigger real thing.
mm. Interesting.
And I think many shamans as well. We sort of trick people in a way to sort of open them up to the real thing. Because if we told them the real thing from the beginning, they wouldn't believe us.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to make a little lie to get people into the real thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I
And,
hear you.
and these are what horoscopes are essentially.
I hear you.
But it could have an adverse effect as well if you lie to people, of
Yeah,
course.
and
So
it's not
I don't
even.
really like it.
I don't even know if it's like lying. It's just like it's like, let's get you guys in the gym.
Yeah,
Let's decorate the gym really well, and let's clean the gym up really well to get you in there, because we know people
yeah,
are so dumb that they're not going to go in a gym that's dirty. So even though
yeah,
they should, and get fucking jacked anyway. But okay, let's get them in the gym and clean it up and make it look nice and get some hot women in there. We'll get you in working out. And
yes,
so I hear you
yes,
with the
exactly.
horoscopes. It's like, let's make it very brief and accessible so that people can even just look at this thing to begin with.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Then I do think you can predict the future in a way by astrology, but I think horoscopes you see in newspapers are just a waste of time. So,
Mm,
but astrology is very, very real
mm,
when you delve into it, and it's just the most obvious thing when you
mm,
really think about it, is that the planets have their own vibrations or frequencies or
mm,
energies,
mm,
and depending on how they are positioned, it will affect us.
mm,
And you know, we can all agree probably that the moon
mm.
affects us quite a
Right.
lot.
Well, the women know
We
that
see
because it
this with the
affects.
tides, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah. Well,
and
that too. Yeah.
it also affects us mentally,
Yep.
because it will actually be a full moon really soon. It will be tomorrow at 2:35 a.m. UTC time.
Interesting.
So it should be pretty soon for you, I think,
Mm-hmm.
the full moon.
Interesting.
And the thing is, the moon is really small, right?
Mm,
It's super small,
mm,
and it affects us so much.
mm-hmm.
It affects the tides and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, the moon is very close as well. The other planets are much further away.
Mm,
But planets like Jupiter and so on, they are like millions and millions and millions and millions times larger
mm,
in mass. So think about how they affect us,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's very clear that they do. And so they are the gods, essentially. And it's very obvious. The Romans made it very simple and easy for us because they just named the gods after the planets.
Right. Right.
Because the gods are the ones who, affect us. They are the ones who make stuff happen here, and they are the planets.
Yeah.
It's very.
Yeah, this is interesting. Like, and the thing is, like, I mean, look, man, like, there is way more to reality than what our current little tiny liberal Western fucking consumerist scientific society is currently willing to discuss and believe.
There's a lot.
Way, way,
a lot.
Yeah, there's way more going on, okay? And we can see that in these ayahuasca ceremonies, experience with psychedelics, even just like deep meditation and study. You can come to this understanding that you are a sort of physical embodiment of this like universal fucking light, this like universal fucking vibration that is like emanating from the sun and from the universe and all this crazy shit. And somehow the planets fucking rotating are somehow like interconnected with our own like circulation of fucking blood and breath and existence. Do you see what I'm getting at? Like there's a deep connection to things.
Yes, and I think the most important principle is as above, so below.
Right.
As below, so above. This is from the Book of Thought, which is attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, but it's a very ancient principle, and basically any system that we can see on any level will exist on all other levels.
Right. That's right.
Anything that exists is universal.
That's right.
It's a universal principle.
That's right. It's like
so. This means that everything that happens here on Earth will happen in the cosmos and vice versa.
Again, back to Einstein, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. It must take place.
Yes. So if the planets do something, then it must happen here. It must, and if we do something, it must be reflected in the planets probably also.
Yeah, and in very like subtle ways. Again, these points you're getting at are like very, very subtle and like a very broad understanding of some of these like principles that like rotate the cosmos, and it's very different than what our current like just like fucking frenetic like ADD fucking consumerist culture is telling you all the time. Because we aren't looking at these type of principles, but these are the principles that have brought our species to life, brought this whole nature to life, right? And our ancestors knew it. Maybe talk a bit about astrology and the planets and our ancestors, bro. Like, what did they had some understanding of these things?
Yes, the shamans of old certainly had a understanding of this, and the ancient Egyptians as well, and those kind of people, they understood that basically there are like levels of existence or planes of existence, and we are almost we are in a very low level actually.
Yeah.
So the planets are a higher one, and the planets are probably affected by an even bigger system, the stars and so on. And it's like cycles within cycles within cycles. We are just a part of this, but when we start to understand this, then we can sort of use it and evolve ourselves.
Because what did
most ancient rituals and so on, they were very focused on the cosmos, with full moons and eclipses and so on. Stonehenge was made in a very specific way with how the Earth rotates around the sun and so on.
And the Egyptians.
I can show you a really cool picture about pyramids.
Yeah. Oh man, totally. I was going to ask you more about the pyramids. I love that, man. Because they knew they were onto something.
Yes, they did know for sure.
Yeah, no, totally. They absolutely were onto something, and yeah. See, here we go. This is what I was hoping for. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So we see like in completely different cultures.
Yeah. Wow. Yes, bro.
Isolated each other.
Yeah. Can you make that a little bigger? Like, can you blow that up a little bit for us? Or do you know how? Shout out to Klaus for having all the skills. There you go, bro. Yeah, nice. Well done. There you go. Yeah. That's insane. Exactly. Okay. So tell us what we got here.
Well, these are the Egyptian pyramids. These are in Mexico. These are in China. And they are all configured in the same way. They seem to be referring to Orion's belt constellation in the sky. And of course, the pyramids are, the most central religious buildings in a way. And I think my theory is that the pyramids are shaped in a way that the one who is buried there will be like sent out like a cannon, So the one who is buried in the pyramid his soul will be like shoot out through the top to the stars.
Wow.
So they're like trying to reincarnate on a higher plane of existence, basically.
Wow, man. Yes, that is serious. That is very serious. Dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Just hold on. Just leave that one there for a second. Just put that one up. Yeah. There you go. Okay. 1 second here. Dude. Yeah, bro. Because they understood certain things about how our reality here, our life here as fucking mankind is somehow connected to the cosmos and these next planes of existence. And they as human beings were finding ways to like interface with that, almost like we have a way to interface with like the internet, like we create computers and Wi-Fi to interface with the internet. I think that they were building these structures as a technology to tune into like these alternate planes of existence and like fucking engage with them or something crazy, man.
Yes, for sure. So basically, if what's happening on Earth is just a reflection of a higher reality, then of course you want to go to that higher reality because then you could fix all the problems here from there. So basically, if it's a stream, we are like downstreams, but it's sort of stupid to try to fix the stream where we are, you could just go up the stream, and then it will affect everything down the stream.
Mm.
You
Mm.
understand?
And these,
The higher up you are on the stream, the more you will affect everything down the stream, of course.
yeah, man, yeah. And that's the thing, man. It's like, it's so crazy because they independently of one another, right? Each of these civilizations were somehow independent of
Yes,
each other and they were able to tap in, right? It was almost like a tuning in to these other frequencies, perhaps even through psychedelic plant medicine.
yes, but I think they do this by dying, you know.
Mm,
Like, this is about reincarnation, that you want to
mm.
reincarnate on
But
a higher plane. You don't want to reincarnate here.
right, but even just figuring out like some of these ideas, like even just getting in touch with some of these fucking mentalities, some of these ideas, like this was something that these different civilizations were able to do somehow. Like how did they even start to learn this shit? Like
Yeah, how they learn it, I guess they must have had contact with these
right.
spirits of the
That's what
other
I'm saying,
realms,
yeah. And that
either through spiritual practice or
yeah.
yeah, psychedelics. And
Okay.
I think in many ways, I think psychedelics are a they are actually these beings in a way. They are beings from higher planes that
Yeah.
reincarnate here
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
help us come to a higher plane.
That's right. That's right. Like these higher gods and entities and spirits do seem to like manifest themselves here as mushrooms and ayahuasca,
Yes,
almost as like a calling card. Like, oh, here's my number. And
yes,
you drink the ayahuasca and it's like
yes,
boom, oh hey, what's up? And you can get access to these things. It's fucking crazy. This is super cool, man.
yes. And you know, I have done quite a lot of research about this actually, and it fits with the whole fallen angel myth.
Mm,
Basically, that these are angels that fall to our realm
mm,
to to become physical,
mm,
because that's the only way they can sort of reach us.
mm.
Because it's very hard to communicate with some fucking 5D angel thing, you know.
Yeah,
But if
yeah,
the
I know.
angel falls to our level
That's right.
to become like a plant or something,
That's
then
right.
we can communicate with it.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, man. I'm sure I asked you this before, but are you familiar with Graham Hancock?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so he talks. We won't get too into that here because I know you got some other stuff, but he talks a lot about how we are a species with amnesia and how there seems to be some previous civilization, blah blah blah, and perhaps there were some survivors that helped us build these things. But anyway, we won't go too far down that rabbit hole today. But
Yeah, I guess that's Atlantis,
right,
basically.
that's
That's
right. Okay, yeah, that's super cool, man. Yeah, yeah. Thanks
yeah.
for showing
And
that, man.
and I could actually talk about some specific plants because in the astrological community we also see that certain plants are reflections of certain planets as
Mm,
well,
mm,
and certain plants also fit into certain saints,
mm,
because you know the Santo Daime Church, who use ayahuasca
mm,
and marijuana as sacraments,
mm,
they believe that marijuana is a reincarnation of Virgin Mary,
mm, mm,
because it's Maria, marijuana,
mm,
you know.
mm, mm.
And I know for a fact that marijuana is Saturnian. It has been used in Saturnian rituals throughout
Oh,
history, like in Rome.
Saturn. Yeah. Oh, okay.
And
So the Romans were they using a bit of the old fucking cannabis? Were they the marijuana?
yeah, hemp, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know it's one of Odin's plants as well,
Hmm.
marijuana. And I know Odin is Saturnian entity as well.
Hmm. Interesting.
So we can sort of see that marijuana is a way that Saturn sort of makes itself happen here in a way.
Wow, man, that's very interesting. And these are all
And
somehow, yeah.
and then I know the San Pedro mescaline cacti. You
Yeah.
know, San Pedro is the Spanish name for Saint Peter, the saint. So you could also see in a way that that's it's that person or entity.
And so they were all trying to find ways to engage with this like spiritual realms, you know? It's like our species knows this, that there's more going on. So that's fucking cool, man. Yeah, that's amazing. Those pyramids, and there's so much going on there.
I'm just gonna show
yeah.
one more thing
Yeah.
because this is so here's the Orion's belt, which the pyramids seem to reflect, but there seems to be two different schools basically. So some people think that Sirius is the way out, and some people seem to think Orion is the way out, but they are very close to each other, so we have the right idea. I don't know if you know about the Dogon tribe.
No.
They are an African shamanic tribe, and according to them, this is a like holographic illusion that is created by Sirius. And that's why they believe, and they believe that, you know, if we can maybe go to Sirius by astral projection or to reincarnate there, then we could change everything here as well.
Interesting. Is that tribe
That's
using?
what they are trying to do.
Are they using ibogaine by any chance? That tribe?
I don't know. I should maybe go visit them and see what they are doing. But,
sick. Cool, man. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, they have some pretty wild shamans. You can look at some photos. They have these crazy masks and stuff.
I've just really know the Africans that are involved with ibogaine practices. But yeah, you know ibogaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't used it.
No, I haven't either. It scares me, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's very interesting. Sirius is also known as Loki's torch in Norse mythology. And you know, Loki is the jester. He's the trickster. So it's the trickster that is tricking us with a false reality. It's creating this illusion for us, which is matter, basically.
So these guys think that you're gonna try to like shoot yourself up in that general direction of Orion or Sirius, and that somehow is access to these next realms somehow.
I think so. If you believe in reincarnation, then you know you want to reincarnate in a higher plane,
and perhaps that is kind of like another entry point to like these DMT realms, like these kind of Alex Gray, like faces and like you know, because again, even with my experience with ayahuasca, it did seem very clear that there is this next realm with these people who haven't seen Alex Gray's artwork. Check that out, and you can see these giant heads. It's like my experience was that we seem to be creating these things, or this is like somehow something that we're trying to access or trying to get to so we can experience, and perhaps again that may be what's out there, you know.
Yeah, I think you can access these realms for a moment by doing psychedelics or transcendental meditation. And I guess when you are there, then you can sort of manifest reality by your thoughts and stuff like that, and that might actually manifest here then later.
Oh wow, fucking A, yeah.
And that's magic. That's what magic is. It's to go to a higher plane so that you can do things here.
Wow, yeah, that's
Okay.
crazy. And again, that might take 1,000 years. It's like who knows, like who knows? Maybe some of these Egyptian tribe, like they built those pyramids and they went to these higher planes and altered things, and like 1,000 years later, we're starting to reap the benefits because that's how these things work. It's like you plant a seed and a tree grows. It's like 100 years later that thing grows. So there's all these interesting kind of different ways to look at it, but that is fucking cool, man.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the most, uh, I talked about manifestation. It's a pretty important thing in spiritual communities. There's this guy called Neville Goddard.
Mm-hmm.
He's a American. He talked about a lot about this, the law of attraction, for example, if you know about it.
Mm-hmm.
It is basically that we create our reality through our thoughts and emotions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's just the basic thing. So it is magic by all means, but we don't really know about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like we do it subconsciously, but if you
Mm-hmm.
do it consciously through ritual magic
Mm-hmm.
by accessing these higher planes, then you could actually make some really real things happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's true. Like,
And basically, what people like, someone like Odin, who was a real shaman, and sacrificed himself to go to this higher plane to ascend.
mm-hmm.
Basically, these people are now coming back here
Mm-hmm.
to save us, basically.
Like as in human form, or just as in like messages, or.
I guess different
Mm-hmm.
people that do this, they do different things, but I guess one example could be the psychedelic plants. That this is the manifestation of certain people that come back here in that form to help us.
Mm-hmm.
But then someone might come here down as a person they reincarnate here again
Mm-hmm.
as a person to help us. And of course, then that would be someone like Jesus or Buddha,
Mm-hmm.
basically. And I really believe this. I think this is something spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
Just the problem is that when you reincarnate here, which we all do, I believe, you forget things. Basically, there are like, we can call them densities or dimensions or something, but like material things would be first density, then plants second density, animals third density, like us, and then fourth density would be like some like spirits, then the fifth density and sixth is like way beyond.
Because it could even be like as.
Between fourth and third density, there is this thing called the veil of forgetfulness, which means that if you go through that veil, you forget everything.
And it could even be like when you return from like the DMT dimensions, like it's very difficult to recall.
Yes,
and it's
yes.
very hard to even like clear the fog to remember anything or to put anything into words. And that's why like when you're born into this life, like that's why little babies, when you look at little babies, it's like they're smarter than you are. Like a little baby
Yeah.
already knows what's going on, but as they grow up they get fogged and clouded and it's difficult to recall. And so I guess we just keep trying to.
Now, there is actually a model for all of this, which is quite famous, and it's the Kabbalah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Jewish Kabbalah, and it's the tree of life. Right? So,
Okay.
here's some tarot cards as
Oh,
well.
cool. Yeah, let's see what you got going on here.
But basically, Malkut, what you see here is Earth.
Hmm.
and then God is Keter.
Hmm.
So basically, this is how these are like different planes of existence, and how Earth is the lowest actually, and everything we see here is only an echo of what's happening in these higher planes.
Hmm. Hmm. And somebody mixed in tarot cards with that sort of belief system?
Crowley did.
Huh.
Alistair Crowley.
Oh, no way. Did he actually?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
No.
And he mixed alchemy and astrology as well.
Oh my God. I don't really know
Yeah.
that much.
These are his tarot cards. It's the Thoth tarot deck. It's called a Thoth tarot. You
Did he
know.
draw? Let zoom right in on one of them right quick so I can see what he was doing there. Did he create Aleister
The
Crowley, bro?
cards. I have the cards right here. I can
What?
show them to you.
I gotta look into him more, man. I don't.
Yeah, he's a genius.
No way, bro. 1 second. I gotta take a leak. 1 second. Just entertain the people. Give me 30 seconds.
Oh, sure. No, if you guys want to get tarot, you should really get these. It's the Thoth tarot deck by Crowley. Okay, and this is really legit. Like this mixes astrology, Kabbalah, tarot, alchemy, everything, and it really is just brilliant in every way possible. It's you really get to understand how the universe and everything is connected. It's absolutely brilliant. Um, and basically, if you already are familiar with one system like astrology, then this can open up to another system like Kabbalah and alchemy and so on. So you can sort of learn all of these systems by using this deck. Um, and yeah, I have really learned Kabbalah by using this deck, for example, because Kabbalah can be quite dense. So yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, so. Did he designed those and everything?
It was his female student who made the drawings, but he like told her how to draw basically.
What? That's amazing, man. So just like very briefly, like Aleister Crowley, he was around in like the like very early 20th century in England, I think.
Yes, yes,
And he was just talking about some crazy like occult kind of ideas and stuff.
yes, and he was a part of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn.
Hmm.
And there are quite a lot of famous Irish and English authors who are a part of that as well, like Yeats and so
Hmm.
on. Um, and yeah, they basically did this, like they combined, astrology, alchemy, everything together to gain a higher understanding of the world.
Wow.
And I think they did it. This tarot deck really proves it. It's really brilliant when you understand it, but it's super dense. It's super dense. You have to really know what it means.
Hmm. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's
Um,
intense, man. I did not know any of that. That Aleister Crowley was creating tarot decks and mixing it with fucking astrology
no,
and
no, he's brilliant. He has a bit of a reputation because he was a bit of a weirdo.
good for
But
him.
he's really brilliant. Really brilliant.
Plus, he was a big player. He had all kinds of women all over the place. Good for him.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to show the symbol of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn.
Yeah, it's got a sick name. I know that.
Uh, yeah, no, it's called a Rose Cross.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man.
It's
Oh,
it's
what?
this.
What? Holy shit.
Uh, it's this.
Damn. That is fucking sick, bro. And so say that again.
Yes,
That's the hermetic seal of the Golden Dawn.
this is the Rose Cross, and the order is called the Order, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. Yes.
What were they doing, man? Like, what was their ideas? Like,
Well, I guess in a way, it might seem like a Christian organization, but they are using astrology, like you see here.
mm,
They're using alchemy, and they are using Kabbalah. They are using the Jewish mystic knowledge.
mm,
And this is really super important with everything I have understood. And you can see this in the bottom is earth. This is the earth element.
mm,
Then you have fire, air, and water.
mm,
But you can see that earth is being left behind.
mm,
It's not around here like the other elements.
mm,
So it is the inferior element, and it's being left behind in a favor of a trinity
mm,
by the other elements. And astrology and alchemy, they all work by trinity.
mm,
And the Christian God also works by trinity,
mm-hmm.
right? So this really supports the idea that material earth is bad, it's illusion, and we have to leave it behind in favor of the other elements.
Or at least it's like a dying thing, or at least it's like it passes away, like a human being eventually passes away and must ascend to these other realms.
Yes.
Huh.
And in religious ceremonies, you burn, for example, incense. You offer food, oil, even blood in occult practice. And what that means is that you offer earth element in favor of spirit. You transmute earth to another element. And that's what alchemy is. It's transmutation of earth into spirit. That's the philosopher's stone.
And that's
because
almost
you
like
make stone into philosophy.
Like that's like our death. We're like offering our body and then dying and then becoming part of this next dimension and everything.
Yes.
Fucking hell, man. Yeah, that's massive, bro. That's intense. So you studied all this stuff? And you kind of like went into it kind of, and this is fucking hardcore.
Yeah, it's really hardcore. You have to really study it, which I have done hours every day. And
what's a couple books about? What's a couple like key textbooks having to do with this stuff?
Well, I have a fuck ton of books. I have literally hundreds of books, like all of these.
Jesus.
And so on. I have
holy, these are like obscure texts that you have to like get from some like very obscure. Wow, that's cool.
I have this on a Google Drive. I can share it with you.
Okay, well, I can't imagine I'll be able to get into this, but I'm glad that you have, so that you can tell us the fucking general principles. But yeah, this is cool, man. That's hardcore, bro. Yeah, you got a lot of knowledge on that.
Yeah, I think the Book of Thought, the Emerald Tables of Thought, is essential.
Cool.
Then there's one book called the Kybalion. Kybalion. It explains many principles of vibration in the universe.
Vibration.
But then it's like Kabbalah, alchemy, and astrology. And having the Thought tarot deck really helps because it combines all of these. So it's a way of us learning how everything is connected, and it's really, really brilliant.
Can you like really briefly just say about the tarot cards, like your opinion of your kind of understanding of what tarot is? Because I sort of think it's just again some sort of way of us to like engage with these other dimensions, and these it's sort of like a ritual arrangement and stuff. And I looked into it a little bit, but
Yes.
yeah.
Well, many can maybe see it as just self therapy or like a way of understanding yourself.
Yeah, that's fair.
So the tarot cards invoke the archetypes. You know, the Jungian archetypes.
Right.
You know, Jung talked a lot about astrology and tarot as well.
Did he really?
Yeah, a lot.
Huh, interesting.
He's brilliant. He's one of the best authors to read.
Right, Jung. I don't know if you saw the other podcast I did with Josh from West.
No.
Okay. You might want to check that out. He's a really big fan of Jung, and he studies him a lot. So that I'll mention. I'm going to do a video with him on the weekend, so I'll bring that up about tarot. But yeah, cool, man.
Yes, but basically the tarot cards, because the numbered 0 tarot card, the first tarot card is the Fool. The Fool. And you see it here. This is the Fool. And then the second card is the Magus. So this is the Fool's journey. And basically when you are born, you are the Fool. So you journey from basically pure essence, God, Keter, and you journey all the way to Earth, and then you journey back. And this is the Fool's journey. And, you know, you can see this in many stories, probably all stories and mythologies. For example, Lord of the Rings is pretty obvious thing. You know, Frodo is the Fool. Then he meets the next card, which is the Magus. He meets Gandalf, which puts him on the journey. And you know, you then have the 2 towers here. In this card, the Moon card. Which is in Lord of the Rings, you know.
So you figured J.R. Tolkien, he was aware of a lot of this stuff. He understood this like mythology and stuff.
Yeah, he's genius, and I think you can really read Lord of the Rings as a spiritual journey.
Huh.
Yeah, absolutely. It's brilliant.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the point is that these are all different systems that show the same thing. They are just on different levels or different kinds of systems, but they show the same process of birth, death, rebirth, emanation, you know. It's like everything basically you can see in this system if you understand it. And you can see the planets here as well.
Is that how many planets we have like in our solar system?
Yeah, so we have Earth, Malkuth, we have the Moon, Yesod, Venus. No, this is Mercury, Mercury, Hod. Venus for Netzach, the Sun for Tiferet, Mars for Kepura, Jupiter for Chisod, Saturn for Bina. Then Uranus is supposed to be here, and Neptune is supposed to be here, and then Pluto here. So it fits perfectly with the number of planets.
So why is Pluto so important to this whole thing? And why
because
did
Pluto is death basically.
And isn't it interesting? Yeah. Isn't it interesting as just a little fucking side point here? Isn't it interesting that our modern science and fucking university industry of astronomy, they don't like Pluto. They don't even want to call Pluto a planet anymore because in their little system they don't get it, do they?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's a big mistake, and
Isn't that interesting?
you know, I really don't believe in science anymore because it works by matter, by
Yeah.
material, which is
Isn't
wrong.
that just a funny joke, bro? Because the universe has a sense of humor. Isn't that funny? That the universe just is so funny that it's just like, yeah, you know what, you fucking guys, your little system
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
even
it
under.
does. It does.
Pluto was just like, we don't even want to be a part of your guys' system anymore. Fuck that, we're out.
And yeah, the universe made Pluto like the big player
Yeah,
when it's the smallest player, so it is very funny.
yeah, yeah. That's cool, man.
And
Because
yeah,
they classified Pluto as not a planet anymore because they didn't understand.
yeah, exactly. So
All
they are
right.
idiots.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's funny, man. That's cool. That's interesting, man. I never knew about all of this before. That's cool.
And of course, the guys from NASA and so on, they are super smart
In a way.
people, and
Yeah,
I
in a way,
respect
of
them
course.
for.
Yeah.
But in a way, they are also the dumbest
That's right.
people on Earth because
Oh,
they don't
yeah.
understand. They look at planets as objects, but they are living
Mm.
things.
Mhm.
They are the gods.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's
Very interesting. And it's hard too because it's like no disrespect to some rocket scientist guy who figured out how to build a rocket. Like that is impressive and that like that is still a valuable achievement, but it's just like cool, but there's also a lot of other things. And my issue is that our current society disregards other things and only values certain little tiny industries like the rocket industry, like the fucking matter scientist guys. And my issue is it's great that those guys have done things, it's impressive, but let's not disregard all this other crazy stuff.
yes, and the thing is, people are talking about space exploration by like flying rockets,
Mm,
spaceships somewhere, but you want to go to Sirius or Orion's belt, how long is that gonna take
mm,
with the fucking rocket?
mm,
If you can just fucking astral project there
mm-hmm,
in an instant,
mm-hmm,
you can reincarnate there.
mm-hmm,
You
mm-hmm.
know, it's literally billions of times faster.
Mm, mm,
So it's like it's a big mistake to try to do it with some fucking rocket. That's no,
mm,
no, no.
mm. Yeah.
And again, just with the whole Sirius Orion thing, when we look at this tree, like if you go higher on the tree and you do something from here, then it will affect everything downwards
Mm,
on the tree,
mm,
and
oh.
especially Earth.
Mm. And so that's
So that's
maybe,
what this
yeah,
is.
that's also what they were thinking too. Who knows? They could have been perceiving that there was going to be this natural disaster, like these floods or whatever. And that maybe they were back then trying to build these pyramids and shit as a way to get up into these higher planes of existence and alter shit to try to keep these floods or asteroids from hitting us. Who knows, man? There's so many other ideas out there.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. And it's very important that we have people who do that, who are willing to sacrifice themselves to go there
Mm,
and come back to help others. But
mm,
now we have lost this contact,
mm.
and we have almost become brainwashed that we don't believe in it
Yeah, I
anymore at
know.
all, or we don't know how to do it,
I know,
and
and
that
it
would mean the end for us.
and it's so like science, like with all due respect to science, like we're using the internet and computers right now to do this video, which science invented, so I appreciate that.
Yes,
But it's like sometimes they're so like militant. Like our society is so and fucking Sweden is probably one of them too, is so militant against like anything like religious at all. Like, we're not religious, no religion ever. I'm an atheist. And it's like, you notice something about people who are such like severe atheists. It's like, bro, maybe you're missing something.
Mm.
It's like maybe.
Yeah, I used to be a militant atheist
Yeah,
as
me
well,
too.
so
Me
I
too.
know how that is.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And it's very
But
empty.
but there, yeah, it is. But there's this quote that atheism is a very important step in the
Mm,
spiritual path,
interesting.
and I believe that it's very valuable to be
Interesting.
in that position. I think it's much easier to go into real spirituality from atheism than it is from a sort of fake religious upbringing. Because I mean, Christianity is really just
Mm,
fucked up. I think they have completely fucked up what they
yeah.
are supposed to do. So
Yeah, because then it's also like you think you know. You're just like, no, I read the Bible. I understand spirituality because it was in this book. And it's like, that too is missing the point for real.
yeah, and you know, Christians are also against astrology, for example.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't want
Most
to
of them seem
share.
to not believe in that.
Yeah, they don't want to share the
But the
power.
thing is that the whole idea of Christianity and Christ can be seen in astrology,
Mm,
because we have these astrological ages, and basically astrological age is about 2150 years,
right.
and the the last age was age of Pisces.
Mm,
So that would be from about zero, yeah, the birth of Christ to now, basically.
mm,
And Pisces is the fish, is the two fishes.
mm,
And of course, the fish is the symbol of Jesus.
mm,
And Jung wrote about this as well.
mm.
And, you know, the planet of Pisces is Neptune, and it has a very specific idea of spirituality. It's the most spiritual planet, actually, Neptune.
Really?
And yes, and it makes sense because Pisces is also the last zodiac sign. It's the 12th
And what
zodiac
comes
sign.
after that? Does it start again?
It actually goes in reverse.
Oh.
So before the age of Pisces was the age of Aries, which is the first zodiac sign.
Mm,
And Aries is it's the Mars sign.
mm,
And of course, you could see in that age, like 2000 BC, it was like Greek Empire, Roman Empire, Alexander the Great. It was a lot of Mars, like war stuff, which is very typical Aries. Right? And before that was the age of Taurus. And Taurus is the bull, is the ox.
Taurus, yeah.
And that was the birth of agriculture, basically, which is done through oxes that, you know, in farming and cows. And you have the bull as a holy symbol in many cultures from this age. So you really see these astrological ages and how they are reflected in history. And now the big thing is that we are moving from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. And many think this has already happened, that this happened in 2012. And that's why people thought the world was going to end, because it was the end of the age of Pisces, which is the end of Christianity, basically. And this fits perfectly with all my research as well, because Aquarius is an air sign, contrary to the name. And Aquarius basically is a rebel in a way. We can look at the myth of Prometheus, and we can say that this is maybe Aquarius. And the planet of Aquarius is Uranus. And basically, what Aquarius is like a very humanitarian person. He's someone that wants global society. He's someone that wants, he wants to bring everyone together, basically. And air signs represent intellect and technology. And I see the internet as the perfect representation of Aquarius.
Yeah.
This is like a typical Aquarius. And most people also agree that LSD is Uranian in nature. So it's also Aquarius. It's the sort of hippie that wants to bring everyone together,
Really? Is that kind of a feature?
Like LSD.
Yeah, is that kind of a feature of LSD?
Yes, I think so. I mean, it shows you the connections between everything. And of course, it was used by the hippie movement, who were very much like an Aquarius organism in a way. So we are moving more into that, or all that. And that's the big cycle. Then there's a smaller cycle, which I want to talk about. And it's a cycle of Saturn and Jupiter conjunctions. And these are called great conjunctions. And they happen about every 20 years or so. And they always lead to a big change. And you can actually read about this online, that every time a conjunction like this happens, like some president dies or something like that. And now I want to show you this. So here we see the great conjunctions, the past like 200 years. So we had an Aries here, but they have been exclusively in earth signs this whole time. So Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus are earth signs. You see, this is all earth signs. And this fits perfectly with the Industrial Revolution. Right? So you see, it's the materialism of the industrial age.
So when that earth sign, when that Taurus was hitting, like that sign was coming up, our species was kind of making a turn into more of like an industrial, physical kind of fucking existence.
Yes, and it has been all earth signs.
Right. What are the other earth signs? Which are the other earth signs?
Capricorn and Virgo.
Oh, so Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus, which have been hitting hard since 1842. That's right, which was right at the Industrial Revolution. So we were hitting hard with all these fucking earth signs up until 1961. Yeah, when we started to make a little bit of a shift into Libra. What was going on there?
I guess the.
What was Libra? What kind of sign is Libra?
Libra is air.
Air. Okay, so we were lightening up a little bit, just in time for the fall of the Berlin Wall, I guess.
Yeah, Berlin Wall, exactly.
Yeah.
And at the fall of the Berlin Wall, Saturn went into Aquarius, and that actually happened just now, like last week. Saturn went into Aquarius last week. So we might see something similar, like a big uprising or something.
But that was a good thing too. That was like an uprising for peace as well. That the fucking end of the Soviet.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the air signs are Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. So now it's all air here in the future. So see, it's all Earth here, and now it's all air.
And from time to time, some of those old other cycles still cycle back through. Like you had Taurus slide in there in fucking 2000, just in time for 9/11 or some retarded shit, just to try to fucking dense everyone up a little bit. But still, those lighter cycles are still coming through with all these Libra and Gemini and shit like that.
Yes, but like the 21st December here, it's really gonna be the culmination of everything. I think this is really gonna kickstart.
Oh right, sorry.
The new
Yeah,
age.
no, that was 2000. Yeah, so 2020. So you figure here, the 2020 December, that's really gonna lighten shit up right there.
Yeah, and it's Aquarius.
Right, because that's bringing in this new age. Because we came back for a little density in 2000, but now again it's like, okay, but that's through with. Now we're really lightening things up here. 2020, 21st of December. You figure that's going to be a little bit of a big day, that 21st of December coming up.
I think it's going to be absolutely huge. And, you know, I have been doing these tarot readings with my tarot cards. And I've been getting one card in every single reading I've done. I can show it if I can find it. I can show it here. I think it's the this card.
Oh, sick!
I've been getting this card in every single draw.
Huh. Interesting.
And this is the sign of Capricorn, and Capricorn is the zodiac sign of Saturn. And then this is the sign of Jupiter. So this is showing the great conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn. And we also have Earth element here in the bottom. And then we have air here as well. So it shows the duality between these two elements and the conjunction.
Interesting.
And I really see this as an omen. Like I really believe this is going to be the big change.
And so this coming December is going to be kind of a shift towards more of like a light existence with some of these Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, again with the Aquarius, again with the Libra. So these things are coming.
Yeah, and I believe it's going to be a complete shift in our social structures. I believe the whole idea of capitalism and money and material wealth is completely going to dissolve, basically.
I see. And they have the. How do these things get predicted? Like, because they seem to know when these zodiac signs are going to come into existence. Is this like they can predict? That's like the astronomers are predicting that shit.
Yes, I mean,
like
the
all
planets have
like
certain
trajectories and shit.
Around.
Yeah, so like all this like 1.18 degrees south, 25.1 degrees east. Like they can predict that shit using science and math and everything.
Yes, because the planets cycle around the sun in, a predictable way. You know, the
Right,
Earth
right.
is 365 days.
Right, right. Okay. So you
Saturn
can predict
is
that shit.
like 29 years, so we
Right,
can
that's like
predict everything
relatively
basically.
fucking foolproof. Yeah, okay.
And yeah, this really seems to be the thing. This seems to be the big change that we have all been waiting for, and I really believe this will happen. And I believe in this so strongly that I might give up almost all my material possessions and so on.
Hmm.
Maybe a bit extreme, but I really believe in that so strongly.
Hmm. Interesting.
And you know, this is just this thing, but now there's a potentially even more extreme thing happening, and there's a comet which is heading towards us right now.
Oh yeah, you sent me that thing. What's going on with that, man?
Yes, so it's a comet. It should be visible uh, on the sky by just by the naked eye quite soon. You should be able to see this quite soon in the sky,
Mm.
and it should hit our solar system in 1 to 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's gonna affect things a lot. It
Mm-hmm.
might actually like disable all our electronics or something for a while or something.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that's a big thing that might happen.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
And
like a giant fucking
yeah,
comet like coming into the orbit of like our solar system. That's gonna affect things. That's gonna affect like magnetic and like electro vibrational shit.
yes,
Like
yes,
that's got to be
yes.
affecting our fucking connection with the fucking universe. You'd think.
And it's gonna leave a lot of like space dust behind,
Yeah.
which will come to us essentially,
Oh,
and that might also do many unexpected things. So
yeah, because it's like a
but
visiting. It's like a visitor from like another neighborhood, like another fucking galaxy's coming in. That's interesting.
it is, and there is this prophecy by the Hopi people. They are Native Americans,
Mm,
and it's called the Blue Star Kachina prophecy. And they believe that a comet will come and basically cleanse the world in some kind of way,
mm,
cleanse the earth.
mm,
And you know, the comet which is coming, it actually is emitting a blue light.
mm.
So it seems to fit into this prophecy perfectly. And I really believe that it must be significant, at least in some way.
Mm,
I really do believe it. I am really taking this very seriously.
mm,
And,
hmm.
you know, like it's Kachina, you know, maybe some people could like fucking jump to the comet, you know,
Mm, mm,
like reincarnate on the comet to go
mm,
to another world or something.
or carry on with it, or use it as kind of like a passing fucking train and just sort of like hop up there onto it.
Yeah,
Imagine that though. Do you think like someone who's a very spiritual being and is like near the end of their like physical life, you know, and they're just in this really spiritual state, and as that comet is passing, they're just in this position to be so sensitive and so highly tuned in that they just sort of like boom, hop up into that, leave their physical body, grab onto that and like carry on to another dimension. Like that's kind of an interesting fucking principle. That's an interesting idea.
yeah. Um, well, I can't say I really believe in this, but you know, it could fit with a sort of second coming theory as well,
Mm,
because
oh.
if we are seeing the end of the age of Pisces, which we
Uh-huh.
are, you know, Pisces is represented by two fishes,
Mm-hmm.
So we have maybe only seen one yet.
So maybe there's a guy on that comet that's gonna that's gonna jump off the train and come down here.
Maybe, or I think the comet is the guy.
Uh-huh. And he's just coming on through with these new vibrations and these new ideas for the earth.
Yes, yes.
Interesting.
It does fit actually. So
Interesting.
it does fit.
That's cool. And that's coming in
Mm.
December of 2020, you say?
No, the comet is coming like maybe next month
Oh,
or two
next
months.
month. Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So the day that comes, and that'll be visible, will it? Like in the sky?
Yes, it should be visible like very soon. You will see it, and it will get bigger and bigger. I think
Okay,
like
and
that.
that's going to be big, man. Every person, even in the mainstream, is going to be looking at that and focusing on that. So that's going to ripple throughout the society for sure, man.
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay, wow, that's interesting. I did not know about any of that fucking stuff. That's interesting.
You know. But the point is, whatever happens, like stuff is happening, and it is happening really fast,
Mm,
exponentially,
mm,
and there will be a complete change in our social structures and
mm,
economic structures and everything. We are really, really seeing a new age,
mm,
uh, and that's why it's called a new age. Like all the new age movement,
mm, hmm.
because they understand this, and they are like, I don't like that movement really, but
Yeah,
they sort of take spiritual practice from many different sources and combine it together, and that's a very Aquarius thing. It's the new age, it's the air
yeah.
age.
Yeah, and it's a little bit kind of like with what happened with the hippies, and I guess sometimes this is attributed to like the like new age kind of community is it is sometimes a little bit loose, like a little bit fairy tale, a little bit like naive almost that it's not sometimes enough to make like a significant fucking lasting change sometimes, but I think they are onto something. It's like the hippies with their LSD and their fucking free love and their peace and everything. It's like they were onto something for sure, but I think they just didn't
Yes.
quite have like the grounding and like the fucking like organization and the ability to like really like run with that change. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like the new age is.
Yes, I agree.
Mm,
And this is me sort of being a snobbish European a bit, but
mm-hmm.
I think I really disagree with the sort of American way of doing it, which the hippies are all American, basically. They do it
Yeah,
in a very American
yeah,
way, and I think we need some like German order a little bit, that
yes.
sort of thing. I think that
Germans are
would,
coming back. I think it's about time. It's about time that the Germans took some fucking ownership of things again. You know, I think it's true.
yeah,
Come on now.
Third Reich. Let's
Oh,
go.
Jesus. We need some fucking organization here. It's about time. We know you guys lost the war. All right. But and I think it was Napoleon who said, he who controls Berlin controls Europe.
Yeah, maybe. And I guess that's correct. And but Germany is doing very well nowadays, and they are handling the corona really well.
What are they doing? Are they locking
Especially,
everyone down? Did they lock the whole country down or what?
yes, they are locking things up, but they also have like a really good healthcare system and so on. So
Yeah, they are like the third or
although
fourth.
they're
Yeah.
although they're like economic
Yeah.
minister committed suicide. So
What?
yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Because of all the economic problems with this virus?
yeah.
What the fuck?
But this shows us that the economy is not gonna. It's not what's important. It's not gonna help anyone in this. Like we need other things.
What kind of dude was he? What the fuck kind of dude was this minister?
I don't know, just the Minister of Economy. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Mm.
All right.
But I really think the US. I think you know the US much better than me because you're a Canadian. But
Yeah, I've been down there a couple times.
I sort of see that as the melting pot right now. In many ways, I think that's gonna explode sooner or later because you know Trump and his administration and you know the whole government and their healthcare system, which is non-existent basically. They don't give a fuck about people and anything, and you know it's gonna result in chaos, and people are gonna see the weakness in that kind of system, and people are gonna rise up against that sooner or later.
It's interesting, man. It really is. Like, there's so much divisiveness, you know, especially like you say in America. Like, there's just people who see things in such different ways now, and it's like, you know, there's just people who just can't see eye to eye with other people, and it really is. It's so pronounced in this age. You know, it's like you've got like Fox News saying one thing, CNN saying another thing. You've got like one fucking Twitter account saying this and another saying that, and they just don't listen to each other anymore. There's just like a total lack of like any like meaningful fucking discord with people who have like differing opinions. Like they just yell at each other. It's fucking bananas. Like
yeah, and the US is a country where like everyone has an AR-15 in their closet. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
See how that goes.
Yeah, you know, it's like I don't know. Like what is gonna happen? Like I don't know. I don't think that there's gonna be like an I don't who knows, you know? It's like maybe you'll see more, you know, because you see people marching around with signs about like we don't like Trump and this and that. It's like who knows? Maybe you'll start to see guys marching around with their AR-15s up and down the road, which is like we don't give a fuck. We want more AR-15s. Like, and you might start to see that shit happen more. Who knows?
Yeah. And I guess the other possible melting pot is China. And I mean, I guess the problem is that Chinese government is so controlling that it's sort of impossible to rebel there. But the thing is that China is also divided into these provinces, and they are having some internal conflicts.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. People forget China is not as united as a place like America. It's more like Europe.
Yeah. Although they do have a very totalitarian government.
That's right. Yeah, very totalitarian. So they kind of can just force things together pretty well. Yeah.
But the thing is, you know, China, they have to be accountable for what they are doing. You know, not just with the virus, but they have like millions of Muslims in concentration camps as well. And,
yeah, something I heard something. They are sort of
and just doing really shitty things overall. And you know, with climate change, they are the biggest emitters as well.
Yeah, because they're just yeah.
I think if you trust the sort of universal law of karma, then you know it's going to happen there eventually, and it's going to hit really hard.
Yeah, and they're just trying to compete with our systems too, aren't they? Like they're doing whatever it takes to compete with our like capitalist systems. And so they're just like, okay, I guess these are the rules of the game. We'll just do this too. Where it's like, yeah, but we also as the West have to be like, okay, but maybe we can change the whole game a little bit because otherwise we're just what's next going to happen? Now fucking India is going to be doing the same thing. What about what next? Now Africa is going to do the same thing. We're just going to have like multiple giant industrial fucking states all trying to compete in a game of unlimited growth on a limited planet, you know?
Mm. You know, it's impossible. You know, it can't go on anymore. Like we have to change, and it will happen because it must happen. So, but it's a good point that we are also responsible for what's happening in China because we are buying their products.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We are the ones who are like we should be a good example to them, but we are not.
No. We keep buying cheap.
So that's also the problem.
We keep buying cheap junk from China. I think I made this point here another time we talked where I am actually going to start to try, even when it comes to clothing, I'm really going to try to make an effort to purchase more expensive clothing that I know specifically where it was made and how it was made and what the quality is. Because again, I don't want to support that type of like just like cheap, cut the corners and fucking pollute your employees and pollute the environment because you're right, we are contributing to it by supporting that kind of insane shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if we change, they will also change.
Slowly, it's a slow thing, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess be the change you wish to be,
there
or
you
you
go.
wish to see in the world.
Yeah. Was that Dalai Lama or was that Gandhi or what?
No, it was Gandhi. Yeah.
Good old Gandhi. Good old Gandhi. He destroyed. He beat the British Empire using non-violence. I like that. I like that, man.
Yeah, I heard he was kind of an asshole.
Oh, fucking probably. He probably was. But you know what? He got shit done.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to show me some of those a few of your other slides there?
Well.
Or what? Did you have anything else in?
I don't know if you're interested. I looked at your astrological
yeah,
chart.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, I'm pumped. I was looking forward to this. I went once before, but yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, so this is your
chart,
your birth chart.
Right.
With you, I guessed Aries, Taurus, and Leo placements. I guessed for you based on your personality, so
okay.
I was pretty right, I think.
Okay. So can you tell me what we got going on here? Can you interpret it this a little bit so we can?
Yes.
Okay.
So most people only look at the sun sign, which is the main sign.
Uh-huh.
And that's a very skin deep knowledge of astrology, but yeah, but the sun sign is the most prominent part of you. It's the like inner core of your personality and being. Then you have the ascendant. Is another important part, and it's sort of your external personality in a way. It's your body, basically. And then the moon is your subconscious. It's like your inner world, in a way.
What do those numbers mean? Like, what is that? Like 10 and like 6? Like, what is that saying?
Well, these are the houses. So the houses also correspond to each sign.
Okay.
So your sun sign is in Taurus.
Yeah.
So you have like core Taurus personality. And then it's in the house of Capricorn. It's a 10th house. And 10th house is like Capricorn things, which is like society and law, structure, things like that. And of course, you have to interpret this on a personal level, of course. But I think you can get a lot of information from this.
Okay. All right.
And yeah, I have a really good Taurus friend because I'm a Capricorn. I have it's like all Capricorn for me basically my whole
Okay.
chart. So.
Yeah.
And it's also Earth sign, so you sort of get along with Earth signs better.
As a Capricorn?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
And I think you as a Taurus will also go toward other Earth signs probably a lot.
Right. Okay.
And I also have a lot of contact with Aquarius people.
Huh.
Because Capricorn is the 10th sign and Aquarius is the 11th. So there's sort of a bridge there, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
This is the wrong one.
So, okay. Interesting.
But yeah, just this stereotype of Taurus is like very earth-bound, you know. Usually like huge stoners and like they like good food and like sex, I guess, and they like to sleep, you know, maybe eat some ice cream under the blanket, watch some TV, you know. That's very typical Taurus, and they are really not so open to maybe astrology and things like that. Maybe more practical things. And Taurus is the number 1 money sign.
There you go.
Yeah. So Taurus usually represents money and like banks and stuff like that. Also.
Yeah. I'll write that down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Keep going.
And I guess in combination with the 10th house, it's like very. I would almost think like a banker or something, but you know, or a lawyer almost. But that's just a sun sign, you know. You have all these other things that really affect things. So yeah. And I guess for your ascendant, it's Leo. Leo is a fire sign. It's the lion, and it's like a very outward personality. You know, very sociable, charismatic kind of, and I guess that fits very well with you actually, like your outward personality.
Yeah.
Then you have your moon sign Aquarius. Yeah, I thought a lot about Aquarius, so you should know what that is, kind of. That should be your subconscious, maybe the more spiritual side there.
Okay, so my spiritual side is more of an Aquarius side, yeah.
Perhaps.
Perhaps, yeah. Okay. Yep.
And I guess the thing with Aquarius is that he's the water bearer. So he holds a jug of water, and I guess the water are his emotions. So he sort of separates his emotions from himself in a way to maybe think rationally, maybe think unemotionally in a way.
That's smart.
Yeah. That can maybe also be a problem with Aquarius in a bit. Like they can be a bit cold because of that. But usually very, very smart, rational people.
Okay.
And yeah, the sun, ascendant, and moon are the most important
Mm-hmm.
signs. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but then you have all the other planets as well and their position. So Mercury is the really fast planet closest to the sun. So this is usually like intellect and communication.
Uh-huh.
And yours is in Aries. So Aries is the first sign, again, fire sign. Aries is the ram. It's very like kind of Mars energy, like
Mm.
kind of the masculine Mars energy in a way. You know, if you go to the gym a lot,
Mm.
it's probably
Mm-hmm.
Aries and stuff.
Okay, just 1 second. So that line, so under the planet there, you've got Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, all that stuff. So that's,
Yeah.
and then beside it you have degree and sign. So this one on the under the planet, say like the Sun, and then what you've done is you've calculated my personal horoscope, and that's giving you that within the Sun planet, I'm a Taurus related to that. Is that right?
Yes. So
Okay, and then like
like every planet is in a degree, and every degree has its sign.
right. So what you've done is you've like calculated out my relationship with each one of those planets. Is that what you've done there?
So this is your birth chart. This is based on when you were born.
Okay, yeah.
And if we assume that the planets, you know, affect Earth in specific ways based on how they are positioned, then it would
Mm-hmm.
also influence your being and personality and so on. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the idea here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. All right. So you hit me with the Mercury, and that was the Ram.
And yeah, Mercury is more the intellect.
Intellect. Okay. Yep.
So
Yep. Cool.
so maybe
Like
a bit
hardcore. Yeah.
fire intellect in some way. Maybe you think quickly, but
Mm.
not in so long term or something.
That's fair. Okay, and so then you got me for Venus. What did I get? I had the same one. I had again with that Ram for Venus.
Yes, and Venus is of course like your relationships,
Uh huh.
romantic
Mm-hmm.
relationships. Again with Aries.
Right. So again, I'm getting in there hard like the bull with the relationships.
Yeah, with the Ram.
Yeah.
Taurus is the bull, but
Oh, right. The
yeah,
Ram. The Ram. Okay. Yeah.
yeah. I guess Aries is very like forward and sort of runs in
Yeah.
like a
That makes sense.
very fire element.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. All right. So what do you
Then
got
you
now?
have
Yeah.
then you have Mars. Is in Gemini. Gemini, or we can start with Mars.
Mm.
Mars is just yeah, it's the drive. It's the sort of
Hmm.
power, your motivation,
Mm-hmm.
a bit more physical maybe, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, your sort of inner drive to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That was
sort of
Gemini.
thing. And you have Gemini is air sign. It's the twins. So they represent a sort of duality
Hmm.
in many ways. There's a sort of contradiction
Mm.
or
Mm.
duality.
Mm.
It can be both a good and a bad thing, of
Mm-hmm.
course.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. And then you got
Yeah.
Jupiter.
Jupiter is in Aquarius. So Jupiter is it's the lucky planet. It's the biggest planet, and it represents expansion. It represents like it could represent wealth
Mm.
as well, or like how you expand in life, how you like
Mm.
evolve.
Mm. And that one I got Aquarius for that one.
And it's Aquarius, so you have to think about that. I guess those Jupiter traits are going to happen in a Aquarius way.
Mm. And what's Aquarius again? That's more like all come together and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. I get you. So with how you expand the universe is like you want to come together and bring things together and work together. Okay, I got you. That's cool.
Then you have Saturn.
Mm.
You have Scorpio retrograde, and so basically Jupiter is called the great benefic planet,
Mm.
and Saturn is the great malefic.
Mm-hmm.
So they have that big duality between them.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, Saturn has a ring around it because it restricts things. It represents restriction,
Mm.
which is completely opposed to Jupiter, which represents expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Scorpio. Scorpio is a water sign. It's a scorpion. Scorpio is sort of the maybe a bit of a weird one. It's sort of Scorpio wants to do like forbidden things, like drama and
Ugh.
mystery and sort of
Yeah, yeah.
maybe drugs and
Oh,
so on.
yeah. So be aware that I'm susceptible to retarded shit like that. Okay, I got you.
Well, maybe not from this placement, but
Mm.
like Saturn is more a restriction on that.
Okay, that's good. I like that because it's like, bro, restrict your fucking your exposure to like drama and like mystery and drugs. Good. I agree with that. That was a smart one. Thank you, universe.
But then it's in retrograde,
Mm.
and retrograde means that the planet in question has appeared to stopped moving or gone backwards in its
Mm.
rotation.
Mm.
No, of course that doesn't actually happen.
Mm.
No planet stops.
Mm.
But from the perspective of Earth, it can happen that they stand still
Mm.
or that they move backwards. And that's what the RX means. It means retrograde.
Mm-hmm.
And it means those traits can be reversed
Mm.
or they can express themselves in oddball ways,
Mm.
in sort of strange ways.
Mm-hmm.
Or it can also represent a sort of more inner focus, like it's not a external energy
Mm.
like this, but it's a more inward energy.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So this is quite difficult to interpret, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you really have to think about it personally, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what do you got next? You got Uranus.
Yeah, Uranus is the planet of Aquarius, so it's the kind of same energy. Uranus wants to sort of bring things together, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Uranus is the rebel as well. It's the
Mm.
sort of oddball that wants to rebel, wants to like have a revolution. He wants to go against society in many ways.
And I got
And so,
Sagittarius in retrograde.
yeah, Sagittarius is fire sign. It's the archer, the centaur archer, and it's a sign that really wants to travel, and it's a sign that is maybe philosophical. It wants to do science and philosophy and things like that.
Okay, that's interesting. Cool.
And it's also the sign to Jupiter, so kind of similar.
All right, that's a good one. What do you got next? Neptune?
So Neptune is the spiritual planet.
Okay.
It is the main spiritual planet. It represents like your dreams, your spirituality in many ways. And you have it in Capricorn and in retrograde. So Capricorn is it's my sign, so I know it very well. I guess Capricorn is very strict. It's very like rule based. It's very it's sort of a Nazi a bit.
No, I can relate with that with spirituality because I am like that. I'm like ruthless with my no, get it the fuck done. Like handle this issue, handle this emotion, handle this meditation. So that's cool, man. No, I like that. I appreciate that type of fucking discipline and like militant fucking discipline and accomplishment. I like that shit.
Yeah. Cool, but again, it is in retrograde, so it could have like an adverse effect potentially.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'm. Yeah,
but we don't really know.
No, I think I got a feeling for it. I get a message difficult. There. All right, what do you got next? Pluto?
Yeah, so Pluto is the most outer planet, and I guess how should I describe Pluto? Well, I already talked about Pluto earlier. It's sort of it's what's out there. Like it's sort of going towards death, sort of later in life potentially. It's I think it can be seen as the relationship to death in many ways.
And what did I have come up with that? Scorpio in retrograde.
Yeah, Scorpio is the sign of Pluto, actually.
Oh, okay.
They are sort of the same thing. They sort of they are like this detective or a like coroner or someone who wants to like get into the like forbidden stuff, like forbidden knowledge or the like a really real relationship with death.
Oh
like
shit! Okay, yeah, I like that.
Or something.
I can appreciate that. Okay, yeah. So what's after that? You got this like is that say true north or something?
True node.
Okay.
This is also the north node.
Yeah.
And if you have your north node in Taurus, then you always have it. You have the south node in Scorpio. So true node means where you are going later in life. And for most people, this manifests maybe in like when you're 40 years or something. And I have the opposite placement. I have my true node in Scorpio, which is the opposite. So And I think this can also go to like past life stuff, if you believe in that, because your true note can be your mission here, basically. Like, this is why you reincarnated here.
I see.
You could see it that in that way, and you could see your south node as your past life.
I see. Okay, that's fair. All right.
So
my
you have come
yeah.
here to be a Taurus, maybe to make a lot of money
Nice.
later in life or something.
Good.
I don't know.
Good. And my previous life was Capricorn, was it, or
Scorpio.
Scorpio? Okay, cool.
So maybe you went like too far into crazy occult stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And now you need to be a bit more like realistic or
Okay,
grounded
that's fair.
or something.
Yeah, I can relate with that. All right, and what comes next? P fortune? What's that?
So the fortune and vertex are not used that much. They are a bit abstract, and not everyone believe in them. But fortune is like it's like your luck. It's your fortune, and it could relate to in what area you are fortunate in.
Oh, I see.
And
okay, so
what kind of people
it looks like if I behave like a Taurus, then maybe it's going to be lucky. So that makes sense.
Yeah, perhaps.
Okay, and then the vertex, what's that?
Well, the vertex is more some like it's more like the big destiny or something. Like
okay,
and spiritual destiny or something. But
and that's Capricorn.
Yeah, so not everyone believes in this, but I think it's probably correct. And Capricorn, well, if your destiny is Capricorn, then it is Saturn. It is the whole like yeah, it's maybe your destiny lies with Capricorn somehow. Okay. I don't know how. Like, that's completely personal.
And what is Capricorn again? What is a Capricorn?
That's me.
And and what are the features of that one again?
It's Earth sign, and it's sort of the very disciplined.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah.
It might be like a lawyer.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Discipline shit. Get it done. I like that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, very like German.
Yeah. There you go. My future's in the fucking fatherland. I got it. Yes. Yeah. Okay, and what's that last one? What's the final one? EP.
EP. We don't really use it.
Okay. All right.
We can just skip it. I think.
Okay. Cool. All right, man. Yeah.
So this is just like a little, very quick rundown.
Yeah.
But then you could go through all the houses as well, because every planet is not just in a sign, but also a house.
Right.
And then every house is also in a degree.
Right. So you could.
So there's a lot to uncover, but you have to really take your time.
Yeah. So you could like technically sit down with someone who like really understands this stuff, and you could like really detail like each of your sort of like feelings and each of your decisions, and you could like balance them out against this, and it could really be like a teaching kind of like coaching kind of system that you could use, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
And I believe if someone is very knowledgeable in this, then it is a very worthwhile service. I'm not that into astrology yet. I think it takes like over a decade to really learn astrology.
Yeah, I've heard that too. That there's like you almost need to become a master of it to really like optimize its influence.
Yeah,
Hmm.
to get some sun in here.
Yeah, man, get your vitamin D, bro.
So,
Huh. That's cool, man. That's interesting. So you're getting
yeah,
into that stuff a little more, are you?
yes, and I think I'm not so interested into getting, like, I want to get deep into astrology for sure, but I also want to understand how it relates to like alchemy and
Hmm.
Kabbalah and everything else. Like, I don't want to restrict myself to just astrology either.
Hmm. I see. So you're trying to bring it all together a little bit. That's cool. Into the age of Aquarius. That makes sense.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. That man, thanks for doing that. By the way, that was cool, bro. That's I've not
Yeah, no
really had.
problem. And if you're interested in more, than find someone who's more knowledgeable
Right,
and
right. No, but
get the real
yeah,
analysis.
it's still a cool like little introduction to it.
But the only one who can really understand it is yourself.
That's right, man. It's a way like you could learn it yourself and then do it. But I still think there's something to having someone who understands it give you like little direction and tip to it. I still think you could gain something from that. But okay. Do you want to just like I mean before we'll wrap up here soon, but do you want to briefly talk at all about your like most recent uh ayahuasca ceremonies at all? Like what did you bring anything back from that lesson wise or
Yes, well, I think this whole idea of Earth being a sort of prison in a way, like we have to leave material attachment behind.
hmm,
It's very clear that that is true, and that is the cause of suffering.
hmm,
If you don't have all these attachments to Earth things, then there will be much less suffering.
hmm, hmm,
And that is a very basic Buddhist idea as well. And,
hmm,
it seems to be the correct thing.
hmm. Yeah, yeah, no, I hear you with that. And do you like when you do a ceremony, do you like have the different like do you have the tobacco and the drums or the feathers or do you have all that like items that go along with it?
Yeah, it depends on the ritual. I mean, I have a drum and I sing
Uh,
as well. And
and do you know some of like the Icarus songs? Like do you know them?
no, I know like one, I think, but I know a few different shamanic songs from around
Uh-huh.
the world. I know a Maori one and a
Oh, really?
Japanese one, and so on.
Huh.
Then I have my own, of course.
Right,
I think
because
most shamans make their own songs. So.
yeah, because some of the Icarus, like, or some of they just come through, don't they? It's just like nine 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 nine. It just comes through when you're there, right?
Yes, it's a sort of channeling of
Yeah,
the
yeah, because
spirit.
it's not
Like
even
you,
really words. It's just like there is this like very distinct like language because it's kind of called like the language of the plant. Like that's the plant's language in the way that they speak to us is that kind of singing, you know?
yes, and I guess what the shaman does is that he lets himself be possessed
Yeah,
by the spirit on
yeah,
purpose,
yeah, yeah.
and the spirit can sort of talk through you.
Hmm. Yeah,
That's the idea.
yeah, yeah. No, for sure. No, that's cool, man. That's awesome. That's cool. Okay.
Uh, I had a really profound realization about some other things as well. I'm not sure if you're so interested about it, but I could explain it briefly as well.
Sure, man. Yeah.
I will show some picture here as well, because these are like these are the archangels, which they are called, and these are like the 7 archangels, and these are the sigils, because I've been using sigils quite a lot. It's like specific magic practice, if you wanna put it that way. But I had a really profound realization, because this is Odin's rune. If you can see it, this one. And look at Kashiel here.
Okay,
look at this one here, and look at this. Like, they are very similar.
And so that's Odin's rune, that one that you're showing me there. And where did that other one come from?
This is from a book called The Magus by Francis Barrett. It's like 18th century, I think, but it's based on like older texts. I think they take from early Christianity and even Judaism.
And so
because the Jews and the early Christians, they used sigils quite a lot as well, like this.
So you figure these. I think you talked about this to me before once, that these symbols, these runes, and all these kind of symbols, they seem to come through from these other dimensions almost. They are kind of a language from that other dimension. Is that kind of what you're starting to think?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you draw these things and use them in a ritual, then it can be a way to invoke a certain entity.
Right. Yeah, I hear you.
But what I figured out, what really blew my mind, is that Odin, which I know is a certain entity, it's just a part of this archangel Cassiel.
So hold on. So hold on a second. So that rune that you just showed me, that's the rune for Odin.
Yes.
And that rune of Odin is a piece of this archangel Caphael.
Yes.
And so you figure Odin is in fact like an aspect of this archangel Caphael?
Yes, exactly.
Holy fuck.
And look at this.
Jesus fucking Christ, bro! You're like in there figuring out like the different art. Like this is like advanced.
Look at this. This is Thor's rune. The rune of Thor, Thorsash. And look at this, Sachiel.
Oh, right. So this guy of Torsh, he is an aspect of Sashael. Is that what you're thinking?
Yes.
What the fuck?
And look, it's the angel of Thursday.
Oh.
Thursday is named after Thor. It's Thor's day.
Oh, Thor. Oh, I see. Wow. Holy shit, man. That's fucking insane. What the fuck?
And this is Jupiter. This is Jupiter.
Yeah.
And Jupiter is the Greek version of it's the Roman version of Zeus. And Zeus is the god of thunder, like Thor.
What? Wow. Okay, man. Wow, you're fucking, dude. You're like dialed in on these like fucking like little tiny like entry points into like doorways through the dimensions, and you're picking up on these like universal truths in this fucking crazy way, dude. That's insane.
Yeah, but this is how it works. Like, these are like lesser angels of these bigger angels, that it's all guiding us towards like oneness, basically.
Yeah, so you
And
figure like
it's really crazy when you understand this, and it fits perfectly with mythology, like Greek mythology, Zeus, you know.
so you figure like Odin or whatever, he was hearing that little thing and then he brought that into runes and stuff, but even this guy Odin or whatever, he in fact was just getting a glimpse of this bigger picture, and he just put together what he could to describe these different archangels and stuff.
Well, I guess Odin perhaps was a real person who became a part of this bigger angel or something. Like that's how you can ascend
Right.
basically to
Whoa.
a higher level.
Fucking hell, man. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
dude, totally.
this is
That's
how it works.
yeah, totally, man. That's amazing. Like you really are like tapping into like the like very like fabric of how to like engage with the gods and the different like spirits, and how to like transition up into there. This is some pretty like advanced, you're doing some pretty advanced like fucking hardcore work here, man.
Yeah,
This is pretty crazy.
yeah.
Like
And then Crowley, he wrote about these demons.
uh-huh.
They are
Can you
the
just bring up a
Goshen.
picture? Can you just bring up a picture of Crowley right quick, just so I can fucking see him again?
Oh yeah, we can.
I know he was pretty cool looking, man. He was fucking nuts.
No, he's a genius.
Oh shit! Let me see old Crowley.
Well,
Oh shit! There he is.
and I guess this is the famous
Oh yeah,
picture.
man. There he was, man. There he
Yeah,
was, going hard.
yeah.
Cool, cool. All right.
But the thing is, he wrote about these demons that all have their own sigils,
Right.
and
Fuck.
there are 72 of them.
Oh, they kind of look like fucking. They look like DMT art. That looks like my shit that
Yeah,
I've drawn. I don't know if I
yeah.
have any right with me right here. See if yeah, I do have some. Since we're in the process of showing a few things, I'll just really briefly show a couple of the ones that I drew here. You can.
Oh, sure. If you have drawn yourself.
Yeah. This is just really briefly shit that I don't know. Here's some of them. I don't even know if you can see them.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh
just
yeah.
some ayahuasca shit that I drew. Like you can see, they're pretty. I mean, I know they're hard to see, but yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
because it is crazy. Like you yeah. So that's cool, man. Here I'll
Yes.
just
So these signs. Yeah, exactly. Like this is the language of
yeah
these spirits,
yeah.
basically,
I
and you
figure that's
can
what the ayahuasca actually. Fuck, it's hard to show the fucking picture properly, but
and you can invoke certain spirits by using their language like this.
yeah, totally. That's insane, man. That's what's that language called right there? Those 72 things. What are you calling that?
Well, these are known as the demons.
Hmm.
Um, the Goshen demons, and Crowley wrote about these as a part of the Seals of Solomon. They are called. Solomon was the old Jewish king,
Huh.
and he was said to have sealed these demons in these symbols.
That's fucking amazing, man. Look, like that one down at the bottom left.
This one,
Yeah, that looks like the Prussian eagle, bro.
yeah, it does. It might be the one. Wow.
Yeah, who knows, man.
Yeah. But the thing that really blew my mind is that these are actually angels in disguise.
Man.
But because
Jeez.
there are there are 72 angels as well, and it like can't possibly be a coincidence.
Man. Oh my god. This I can't believe you came across all this, man. Jesus Christ. Like this is fucking
This is maybe not the one, but the point is that like there are there are also 4 demon kings,
Mm.
and then there are 4 archangels, which are the most important. They are Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel.
I've heard of them before.
And the thing is that they are the same as the demon kings, and the 72 demons are the same as the 72 angels. So the idea is that people don't like Christianity. You know, they want to be like Satanists or something. They want to worship demons. So it's a trick by the angels to make people worship angels in disguise.
Man,
because people make like offerings.
Yeah.
They make like blood offerings or something, but it's a trick to make people worship Christian entities.
Yeah. This is insane. So just like quickly, like who created all these? Who do you know? Like, was there a certain person who created all these little drawings, or?
Well, these are attributed to King Solomon, but we don't really know.
I see. And so, what was Aleister Crowley doing with all this stuff?
Well, he might also have been the one who made this, possibly. But he wrote a lot about this.
How was he engaging with this? With these, was he doing psychedelics, or was he just meditating and chanting and stuff, or what?
I think he used some drugs as well, for sure.
Wow. Yeah, man. Okay.
But he said that he invoked all of these.
Like each one?
Yes. And that when you do that, some like portal in your mind will open or something to some other dimension or something. So.
Fuck, man, he was cool. I did not. He was really fucking ahead of his time guy. What ended up happening to him?
I don't know really. I guess he went maybe a bit off the rails at some points, but overall, I guess he just like did this kind of stuff his whole life, and he left behind a pretty impressive legacy, and it's very helpful for people like me.
That's awesome.
To understand.
Yeah, dude. No, that's awesome. Okay, well,
I have invoked like 10 of these. I will also try to go through all of them, I think, but.
And that you do kind of like a ritual, and you have a little method of invoking them.
Yes, but the thing is that I see through the trick because I know that these are angels, actually.
Yeah.
Most likely it's a trick that's orchestrated by Cassiel of Saturn.
Wow, man. Okay. Because
let's look at Saturn. So this is like the symbol of Saturn. And Cassiel is the angel of Saturn. So it's like the demon tail from the cross. It can also be seen as a sickle. But it's like a demon tail from the cross. So it's the demonic disguise of Christianity. It's Christianity in the disguise of demons. These are the ones. Like you think they are demons, but they are actually angels.
Yeah.
Man, so Crowley tricked literally millions of people into being Christians.
Yeah, that's cool. Like so many of these drawings, man, are unbelievable. That they really look like DMT art, and some of those ones look like birds. They look like ancient Inca and like towards the bottom there. What you got? Like they look like Inca and Aztec drawings of like psychedelic shit. Like
I have like a whole grimoire full of my own. I can show them if you want.
That you drew?
Yes.
Really?
So I can just show.
Just check. Oh wow. Okay, so you've witnessed these ones personally. So you're kind of developing your own little sort of repertoire of these.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of stuff. Just some examples. is as well.
Fucking hell, bro. Yeah, that's fucking insane, dude. Yeah, man. That's awesome, man. Wow. Yeah.
Uh, I guess like
Dude, yeah, man. That's immense, bro. That is immense. That is fucking cool, man. So you've got sort of like explanations behind that and understandings of things behind those.
yes, it really requires a very deep understanding of how these sigils work, but they do work if you know how to like interpret them and use them.
Okay, so just please tell me you have like some plans to like put these into a book and like release them or some or write an explanation behind some of this stuff, man, because your knowledge on these topics, dude, is like extremely extensive, bro. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I hope to write a book at some point, but I feel like I learn more every day.
Hmm.
So it's like if I wrote a book now, it would never be finished because I would always write more in it.
Mm,
And I think it will take like years to compile
mm.
everything I know. I don't know. It's so much, but yeah.
Yeah, man.
But
No, that.
there are others who know a lot as well, who have written. There's a lot of material out there.
Yeah, but still though, man, it's you got a lot going on there, so that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. But no, rituals and sigils, they do work.
Yeah.
But you need to be on a pretty high level before you
Mm.
can start
No, I'm starting to
doing
get
stuff.
into that too more and more, man. I'm understanding that there's, especially after my experience with the ayahuasca, it was just the ritual of it alone was so intense. And I'm not sure if I
Yeah.
mentioned to you that I also went to a Native American sweat lodge. Did I mention that?
No, I
Okay,
don't think so.
I went to a Native American sweat lodge, which was really heavily ritualized with like these super hot, like ancient volcanic rocks that they brought in and like blessed them with like,
Yeah.
prayers and and like spice and like tobacco spices and stuff. And again, it just hammered home like all these like ritualistic behaviors can just like it just like creates this fertile environment for like bringing forth like energy and fucking like manifestations and stuff. It's super intense, man. There's something to it for fucking sure, bro.
Yes, it does work 100%. And like, even if you don't believe in like actual spirits or entities or something, at the very least, this changes your consciousness. It
Yeah.
changes your
Oh
mind.
yeah.
It's a way of unlocking your own
Oh
mind.
yeah, I just even that like even if you look at like football teams or basketball teams like they do just small rituals like before they play a game just to
Yeah.
like stamp it home like we're going to play, we're ready to play and it's all throughout our species, man.
Yeah, it's a key component that has been used in most societies and
Yeah.
shamanism, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
We have sort of lost the knowledge of this,
Hmm.
um, which is very unfortunate.
No.
And I always think about the directions as well, like which direction am I facing and
Yeah.
what does it represent?
Yeah.
That's also a thing in the shamanic medicine wheel.
Mm. Mm.
And what day is it?
Mm.
How are the planets?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Which hour is it?
Mm.
Because each hour can also represent a planet and so on.
Mm.
So you can get really specific.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all
And
connected,
you can
man.
really use this in a ritual to do really specific things.
Mm. Again, we always come back to the same thing. Like it's all connected, man. Everything is deeply connected. You know.
It is.
Mm.
And again, the most important principle is as above, so below.
Very true, man. Very true. As above, so below. Very true, man. Well,
Everything that happens in a lifetime happens in a year, it happens in a month, in a
mm,
week, in a day,
mm,
in a second.
cycles and
And
patterns
yeah, yeah. But you can get from a bigger cycle to a smaller cycle that's more intense.
mm,
So, for example, if you understand that Saturn goes around the sun in 29 years about,
mm,
and you understand what that means, what that signifies,
mm,
then you can see the same thing in uh, each day. You can see
mm-hmm,
that there's a
mm-hmm.
Saturn hour
Yeah.
in a day,
I see them as
and
like
then
different gears, like smaller gears shift into larger
yes,
gears, and they produce these different
yes,
cycles. And
yes, exactly.
mm,
But basically, by going from a 29-year cycle to a 1-year cycle, then you have increased your cognition, you have increased your vibration by 29 times.
yeah, yeah, it's like
And if
you
you then
move
go
it.
from
Mm,
and then you go from 1 year to a month, you increase it by 12 times.
it's like you
And
move
you
a
go to
small gear, and it impacts all these other things. Yeah,
yes.
totally. Cool, man. Okay, well, yeah, bro, man, we hit on some good stuff today. I think, man, we got some serious progress with stuff. I think.
Yes, I hope so. And like everything that is happening right now is crazy, you know.
Mm,
It's a global mass spiritual awakening
mm,
happening right now
mm,
everywhere, and we are a part of that wave.
mm,
And it's just every day people online awakening up to the spiritual reality. We are really breaking down the old systems that are keeping us imprisoned.
mm,
And it is going to be a new age completely. It's going to be an air age, age of Aquarius,
mm,
completely different.
mm.
And it
Cool.
is happening now. It is happening this year in our lifetime.
Good. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Also, Pluto will come into Aquarius in 2023.
Uh-huh.
And the last time that happened was the American Revolution,
Fucking hell.
1716.
Yeah. Shit, bro. Okay. Well, let's keep our eyes out for some major fucking changes coming about. Um,
Yeah,
so the next big thing is going to be next month with this comet coming.
yeah, I think so. It should come here in like 1 to 2 months. And,
Okay.
comets are very unpredictable,
Hmm.
so we don't know what's going to happen. But I think it is significant. I think it will be.
Cool. Okay, man. Well, what do you think? Maybe we link up again, like maybe next month or something, when this comet's coming through, and maybe we'll have some new ideas or something, or it might bring in some. See if we feel any new vibes coming around, something like that.
Yeah, sure, sure. We should, for sure. And I really think you should like do ayahuasca again if you can, DMT or something,
I'm planning
meditate,
to. Yeah,
do yoga, everything,
I'm
because
definitely
this is really,
I'm definitely deep. I've added some more meditation on. I've been doing a lot of like I'm sitting on this like ball, this like giant yoga ball. I'm like sitting on it, or I'm even standing on it, bro, for like an hour. It's just really. I feel like I'm just like you talk about cycles, bro. I feel like I'm like dialing in with the damn cycle of the fucking planets and stuff with it. So it's been pretty cool. And with the
yes. The most important thing is stillness,
that's right, that's right,
silence.
that's right, 100%, man.
When you give up your thoughts, your control of your body, you give up material things, then spirit will come to you.
I agree with that, and I agree with that, and with the ayahuasca, I did have an opportunity for a ceremony coming that was coming up, but I actually was felt I wasn't quite ready for it, but I think it's been canceled now anyway because of this thing. So I'm hoping
Oh
maybe
yeah.
through the summer, I'm hoping that a ceremony will come come my way during the summer, and I think I'll be ready for it. So, man, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Totally, dude. Okay, man, Klaus. Well, dude, I appreciate, man, you coming on again, bro, and like spend some time here with me to make this vid, because like you have extensive knowledge, and I'm sure that some people are gonna watch this and like get turned on to like entire new concepts and stuff, man. Like I'm sure some minds are gonna get fucking expanded from this.
Yes, I hope so. And yeah, it's I think even if it's just one person that really understands, then that can have a whole domino effect, you know. So
That's right, man.
it's really important to believe and not give up. And
That's right, man. Yeah, and it's important, I think, to do things like this that are just like, even if it's just a small push, right? Even if it's just a small push to produce something of value, to produce some content, some vibration that's like useful and nourishing. I think it's just better to do that might just affect one person than produce something that's just fucking gossip and trash. It's just, I think this is such a productive direction to go in.
yes, I'm really at the point now where I understand that like everything that happens is supposed to happen, and like
Mm-hmm.
everyone I meet are connected in a specific way, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I think people who come to this video, they will also realize this. They will be people who also know this. So
That's right. Very cool, man. Okay, brother. Well, man, thank you again, dude, for coming on, and let's
yes, thanks for having me. Thank you so much. It's very important what you're doing.
thank you, man. Thank you. Okay,
And I
dude.
mean, basically, you had contact with, you know, machine elves. They are the angels. They are the higher spirits, and now you are sort of giving voice to them.
Mhm.
You see, this is how it works.
That's right. And if not for that contact, I wouldn't have spoke out about them. You wouldn't have saw the video. You and I wouldn't have got
Yes,
linked up. So it's all
yes,
that same kind of connection, right?
yes.
Yeah.
And this is how angels do their work here
Hmm.
on Earth. Basically, this is how it works.
Hmm. Well, it's all coming together. I like it, man.
It is.
Okay, my friend. Well, let's keep in touch, man. We'll talk soon, and we'll try to set something else up here coming up soon, man.
Yeah, sure. It's
Okay.
gonna be a crazy time. So
Well, let's stay open, man. Let's stay excited because I'm sure some new things are coming our way.
yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
some aliens are coming.
Who knows? Maybe let's, bro. That's for next time. I think we're gonna have to start talking. Let's talk a little something about some aliens, bro. I think we've got something.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, man. Well, I'll talk to you soon. Okay, Klaus.
Yeah, sure. Take
Oh,
care, man.
okay. Take care, bro. See ya.
Yeah, see you.